Well, good afternoon, folks, and it's that time of year again. It is the US Masters. Augusta, what a beautiful setting. Fantastic, difficult, demanding course. You must not make any silly mistakes or else you could end up going for a birdie and finish your hole with a double bogey. We're paying 6 places here at Boyle Sports. It gives you an extra chance if your player turns into a bit of difficulty in any of the 4 days. That extra place might prove very, very crucial indeed. And where better to start with than with lefty Phil Mickelson, defending champion. He's actually had 4 top 5 finishes in the last 5 years of the Masters. That included 2 victories, and that's why he's our clear 13-2 favourite. He's coming into this year's Masters in tremendous form, having won last weekend at Houston, a course that is very similar to what Augusta demands of players. The short game that Mickelson is probably the best in the world at, that will come into play this weekend, and you'd be a fool to think that Phil Mickelson won't finish in the top 6. So for me, he is an each way bet to absolutely nothing. He'll go very close. Whoever finishes in front of lefty surely must win the Masters at Augusta. We're going to look at a couple of the different players, what are their strengths, and a couple of bigger prices that I'll try and give you for this weekend's tournament. The first player I'm going to mention is Luke Donald. He's got a very straight game, doesn't find the rough too many times, and I think that will prove crucial this weekend at Augusta. He was 28-1, he's now just being clipped into 25-1, but he still represents tremendous each way value in my opinion. Now we're going to move away from some of the outright markets and a couple of the different head-to-heads in the 3 balls and have a look at some of the alternative markets that you as a punter can get involved in. And what about the top rest of the world? And what that means is you don't have to worry about the Americans, the Irish, the British or any of the Europeans. So try and find a player here that you feel can go a long way in Augusta. And one for me that stands out is Choi. He didn't have a tremendous start to 2011, but certainly looking back at some of his performances last year, Choi on his day with his very nice around the green performance, I think that plays into the hands of anybody who wants to try and master Augusta. You're going to have an awful lot of shots where it just falls short of the green, maybe 80 or 90 yards, and it's key that when you do your wedge approach that you know the slope of the greens and you attack the pins, and Choi is very, very good at that. So we're going to go 10-1 for him. Do you fancy Retief Goosen or the Big Easy, Ernie Els? Them two are not for me, and they're shorter in the betting than the guy I'm going to give you as top South African, Charles Schwartzel, at 11-2. I think his long straight game will be suited to Augusta, and I just like the look of this big, tall, elegant South African player. Not a lot seems to faze him, and I think he could have a big week at Augusta. 11-2 for me is better value than trying to back Ernie Els or Retief Goosen. Another little bet that I want to have a look at from an Irish bookmaking perspective, and of course all our Irish fans out there hoping that our 3 men can perform well, McIlroy, McDowell and Harrington. Do you think the 3 of them can make the cut? And for me, I think unfortunately we're going to lose one of our boys. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I don't think all 3 will make it. It's 6-4 if you think they will, 1-2 if you think they won't. Unfortunately, I'm on the side of 1-2. One of them just won't make that cut. And what about finally top European? I've already given Luke Donald as my each way selection at a big enough price, but another Englishman certainly comes into the reckoning here, and it's got to be Casey. Paul Casey, that is. Many people fancy him to go all the way and win the US Masters this year, but I just think he might find 1 or 2 too good, but I do feel he could have a very, very solid week. And Casey, for me, to be top European at 10-1 is a cracking each way bet.